Hello, welcome back. My name's Tina from Simply in Stitches. This is the fourth video in a series for beginner cross stitchers. So welcome back. I hope you're getting on well with your cross stitch. In this video we're going to be doing the back stitch. So hopefully you have got quite a lot of yours done. So this is the one I am doing. And this is how far I am at the moment. So I have done all of the normal crosses and I've also started the back stitching. I've done quite a lot of the back stitching actually. I had to stop myself from finishing it. So this time we're going to have an in-depth look at what we do for back stitching. So to show you on this piece where the back stitching is, you will see the flower here. You can see where there isn't any back stitching and then where you've got the black lines. And on his beak you can see where the black lines are, that is all the back stitching. And these flowers here with all the black, that's back stitched as well. So looking at the pattern, you will see on the pattern all these black lines is where you back stitch. And you see on the chart it will say back stitch and one strand, and there'll be a key. So for whatever line it is, there'll be a key for what thread you use. You have got some here with 2 strands at the bottom there, and that is for, if I can find it on here, that is for these feathers here. So they're not outlining, they're a separate thing. I'll show you on the main picture. So if you can see here, that's those, but it's going to have 2 strands. That's why it wants to be more defined. It's not just highlighting it. So we are going to do some back stitching today. All back stitching is literally what it says, it's a back stitch. So generally a running stitch you're just stitching forwards, this you're going back. But I'll turn the camera around and we'll focus on the stitching and I'll show exactly what I mean. So I'm going to finish off going around this flower here. So you'll see on the chart there that I'm going to do this piece here. So I count and look where the symbols are to see what colours it is, to see where I need to bring my thread up. I've just caught it just under a couple of stitches at the bottom, at the back, to secure it. So I need to come up and then go diagonally 2 stitches. Now you can do this by doing individual stitches. I prefer to go as far as I can, up to 5 stitches really. You don't really want to go more than 5 stitches long, but the longer you keep that thread going before you go back through to the other side of the work, it smooths it out more, especially when you see on his beak here where you've got those jagged edges. The more you can sweep that across, that cuts out some of those edges, and you can see there how I've done that. So you're going to have little gaps underneath, but that is cross stitch, that is how you do it in cross stitch, so don't worry about that too much, because when you look from further back, you see it blends more, so you don't see that. I'm going to do that flower there. So I've already secured it at the back. So I've come up where I need to on the chart, and then I need to go diagonally down 2. So I'm going to go 1, 2 and across, and then take it down there. And then, because this is called back stitch, we need to start back stitching. So the next one is 1 diagonally across, so I'll go down there and I'm coming up through the back. I hope you can see that, 1 stitch away from where I went back in, and then I'm going to go back in the same hole that I came up from the first stitch, and that's a back stitch, and that's as easy as it is. So then I need to come across 2, So I'm going to count straight across 2 and come up, and then go back in that other one. So I'm literally going backwards, and it's just a running stitch, and that's all there is to it. That's all I'm doing, following that chart and just going round the edges really. So coming back up, then going back. So these have been quite small little stitches, but as I said, I shall show you a long one here. I shall go down that leaf down there. This one, hope you can see this, I'm coming across 4 stitches before I've come up, and then I'm going back and down. So that has given me that longer length there. And then the next one to that end piece there. This is wobbling because I'm holding in midair. And then I'm going back up there, and then I'll come back through that bottom one, and I'm going all the way up to that one. And that's all there is to it. So I'll come up right where that yellow one is, and I'm going in where that one is, and that's it. And then you just follow it round literally. So from there I'd probably come down to this leaf and just follow it around. So that is your back stitch for that one. I shall show you for those 2 threads because that's slightly different. I've got 2 threads on my needle and I've secured it at the back, and so we are going to do these feathery things here. So it's the purple ones I'm doing from the chart. So there is the chart where it says 2 strands. I just need to come diagonally across with just 1 stitch. From that goes out, so 5 down. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes over. I hope you can see this. My needle is there. It goes over, so it's like a half between the holes. So you have to push your needle through the gap. Well, make a gap basically. So I'm coming through that centre there, and then going back to that first stitch. So you can see there it's a much thicker line, definite line, and then I'm going to come back out again, so up and across. So my needle is now here, and then I'm going back there. So it's much more just looking to see where you need to go. Then I'm coming across the other side. Yeah. And back in, and just building up like that, just going to and fro. When you've done one colour, then you'll go back and do the other colour. So that is what's happening there. So I need to do all of those and finish the back stitch. So I'm going to carry on with that. Please, if you have any questions, please put them down below and I shall answer them as quickly as I can. The video will be for the French knots. So you will see on your pattern, you have these round circles that we spoke about in a previous video, and that is where the French knots are going to go. So the next video we shall be doing the French knots, and then it will be finished and we will be finishing it in the hoop and frame. I've noticed I'm not using my hoop, but I have been using my Q snaps that I talked about in the Q&A video, because this is my preferred method and I just find it much easier to hold in my hand, so I have swapped to that. But it's still doing, I still do the same thing, it's just holding the fabric for me. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it has been clear for you, and I shall see you again very soon. Take care. Bye for now.